Okay guys, today we are gonna attempt to get the bulkhead out, or half of it I should say. Like I said in my last video, the Peugeot partners are a bit tricky because just here, I'll include a snapshot video, but here is the seatbelt for the middle seat and it's attached to this half of the bulkhead. Now, I have seen people take this half out, so that is what we're going to be attempting today. I don't know how it will go, but we'll give it a go. I really wasn't exaggerating my last video when I said my DIY experience was practically non-existent. This is my tool bag. It's literally a tote bag that I got for free from my university, and in it is 2 screwdrivers, one flat one like an X on the top of it, a mini hammer, which is the most adorable thing I've ever seen, a tape measure, and I'm not sure what this is called. So this is all of the tools that I own. And we are gonna attempt to get the bulkhead off with these. I think this will be very useful. I can't remember what this is called. I do know what this is called, but I just can't remember. So yeah, we're gonna attempt that today. Okay, so I can see how it needs to come off. Basically, there are 2 bolts, if that's what you call them, at the top here, and 2 at the bottom. Those ones I can get to quite easily, but these ones are really difficult to get to. Even when I put both the seats down, it's because they're like behind this lip. It's really hard to get to. I can't even get to it under the seats. So I'm going to see if there's a way to bring the seats forward. So these front bench seats do like a million different configurations. You can do all sorts with them. This one folds down, so you can use it as a table. It lifts up with a storage compartment underneath. This one folds all the way down and comes forward. The one thing they don't do is move forward. But this seat does also lift, apparently. So there's a little yellow clip here, and it lifts all the way until it locks into position like that. I wonder if I can access the bolts that way. Ooh, okay, okay, we're in business. So I can get to the bolts now. but I can't unscrew them. I don't know if I need a drill to get them undone. I guess I could check, see if the top ones come off. That would tell me whether it's just them being in a difficult location or if they do need budge. Okay. So, I did get a bit of movement on the top bolts, which means they should come undone. They're just being incredibly difficult. So, back to it. I'm too long. I'm way too long for this. This would be a bloody miracle if I get this done. Okay, oh my god, okay, he's twisting. Oh my god, I can't believe I might actually get this. I might actually get this bulkhead out today. Oh my god! Oh my god, I'm actually gonna do it! Oh my god! This is so exciting! Yes! Right. That was significantly harder than I was expecting. It's taken me an hour and a half to get these two bolts out. Oh, they weren't, the hardest thing was you couldn't get to them to undo them. So anyway, the bottom should now be loose. Yeah, the bottom's now loose, so if I undo the top two, this should come straight off. I think this is where it could be handy to have a second pair of hands, because I've got to hold this up while I get the screws on. This should just come off now. Let's test that. Oh my god! Oh my god! I can't believe I've done that! Oh my god! Look at that! I can't believe I've done that. Let's test it out. I am so incredibly proud of myself for doing that. That took a lot of perseverance. The first 2 screws took an hour and a half to get out. The top 2 screws took 6 minutes. Having wrestled for like 2 hours to get 4 bolts out, to get the bulkhead out, I did then decide to treat myself to a drill. I got this on offer on Amazon. I'll put the link below, and it came with a battery as well. I think it was around £50 on offer, down from like 75. I'll open it and show you because I'm so excited. Look how official it looks. It's like an actual drill. And that's the battery on the bottom. But since buying this drill, I have learned several things about drills, which I'm going to share with you, because again, we are being completely honest in this journey, and I'm being very vulnerable with my complete lack of knowledge. I did tell you guys I was a beginner, and I'm not being humble here. The first thing I've learnt about drills is that they don't come with the drill bits. So when I bought this for 50 quid, I thought like this was the full package. I thought I could just like do drilling with this now, but you can't, because it comes with one. It comes with this, so you can do 2 shapes, one size of each. So I guess you can do like essential stuff, but yeah, I just assumed it would come with all the drill bits. So that was the first thing I learnt. The second thing I learned is that, oh, this sounds so stupid saying it out loud. I feel so dumb. But the second thing I learned is that you can use a drill for 2 main purposes. Tell me in the comments if you can use a drill for many more than these things. But firstly, you can use a drill for making holes in things, like wood, metal, masonry. Like if you're putting a picture up, you drill a hole in the wall. And you can also use it as like an electric screwdriver effectively. And that was the main purpose I wanted to buy it for. So I looked online at this Bosch drill bit set, which had both the bits to drill holes and the bits to use as like an electric screwdriver. It was like £20. I felt a bit ripped off because I was like, I've just spent £50 on a drill and now I'm going to have to spend another £20 on drill bits. But then I popped into Lidl one day last week just to buy a pastry for lunch, and it just so happened to be DIY week on their special like middle aisle. So I was looking at all the tools down the middle aisle, and I ended up talking to this lovely gentleman for like half an hour. He was like proper granddad vibes, and he basically went down the whole middle aisle and explained what each one of the tools did. And I was like, I explained I'd bought a van and I was going to do it up, and he was a carpenter when he was working, and so he went down and explained what all of the tools did, and it was such a wholesome experience. He was so lovely, and he basically explained that I needed these 2 different types of sets. So the first is I bought this drill bit set, which is an 18-piece set for drilling into metal, stone and wood. I think this was like £8. And then I got this set, which is a screwdriver bit set, and this is 37 pieces, and it has on the bottom these long pieces, which I assume those bits go straight into the drill. and then it has this, if you can see here, it has this piece here, which has, this bit goes into the drill, and then this here is like a magnetic bit, and that means you can clip in any of these smaller bits. So it has 32 screwdriver bits through it, like all different sizes, all different shapes. And this was £5, which feels like an absolute bargain. The last thing I learned about power tools, I was talking to a colleague at work, and they were saying that the biggest thing that matters with power tools is whatever brand you buy, try and stick to that brand, because a lot of them will use the same battery, and the battery is the most expensive part. So if I pull this off to show you, so that's the drill and that's the battery, and that it comes with a plug that you plug into the wall and you charge that. It only took about 2 hours to charge to full, and this is part of the Bosch's Power for All 18 Alliance, and so you can use that battery on like, I think like 50 odd power tools from Bosch. So for the next stage of the van build, which is putting the roof vent in, which I'm so scared about, I was going to use a hole saw, and that was the other advantage of getting a drill, is you can just put the hole saw bit in the end of the drill. But they're actually really expensive, and also the more videos I watch, the less successful people are with them. People seem to just resort to using a jigsaw after failing to use a hole saw. So I found the Bosch jigsaw, which uses the same battery, it is currently on offer in Argos for £50. So I think I'm going to treat myself and buy that, because I will need to use the jigsaw for cutting the roof vent, but also for all of the ply, because from my research, apparently you use a circular saw for any straight cut of wood, and you use a jigsaw for any bendy cuts. So whenever I feel like I'll use that a lot for the ply, for doing corners, bends, all sorts, annoying little bits. And so that I'm going to try and minimize my expenditure on power tools to just this drill and that jigsaw, which will mean I will have spent around £100 on power tools, which isn't awful for a whole van build. We'll see though. We'll see if I can keep that tool budget down. So yeah, I'm really happy with my drill. It feels very official now. I haven't used it yet. All I've done is charge it, but I will need to use it in the next stage of the van build, which, like I say, is putting the roof vent in and doing all of the rust treatment. So I've bought like a wire brush attachment. So yeah, that's everything that I learned about buying a drill. Hopefully that information is helpful to anybody else. I feel like it's very beginner information, and probably 99% of people already know this, but I didn't know it until I bought this drill. So that's what I've learned about buying a drill. I hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure to carry on following the conversion and join me for the next video. Thanks guys, see you then.